So I'm sat in a different position and do this one. Sat on the floor. Just got out of the shower too. It's quite late, and I've been actively breaking from social media. So this video and the one I've just made a little short have been the first ones in a few days, and because I've taken a break and taken a step back. And that's because at times I can really feel burnt out and feel like I am abandoning myself sometimes, especially where I used to be the kind of person that used to say, others are making me feel like this, when I've understood the process now that nobody makes me feel anything apart from there are certain things that happen in life, situations that may be external to my control, that put me in a mindset to bring me back to a position where I was feeling a kind of way then, which then brings up feelings of whatever I'm feeling at the time when this new thing's happening. So if I've said I felt abandoned before, and I'm in a position where I'm feeling like I'm abandoning myself, that's because I've been in positions where I learnt the lesson and I understand it's me that was feeling it, not somebody else doing it to making me feel something. Unless they're physically cutting me, it's different. So I've taken a step back just to recharge my batteries, because sometimes it can feel like I overgive and I overshare and I overextend myself to others, and I may not always get it back in the most reciprocal way that I'd like it to be. And so I took heed and a reminder to take care of myself a little bit, because the old saying that Grandad says, you can't look after anyone else until you look after yourself. And so that's an important note to note for you, whoever's listening. If you're this far, you should know that sometimes you need to take a little breather for you from the world itself. Social media can be overwhelming, and the world that we live in now, we're all consumed by it. And as much as I was social media free for such a long time, I can find myself in positions now where I actively share and I create on social media. I find myself being consumed by it a little at times. And it's quite challenging because the world itself is loud anyway. And with the way that opinions of people are projected so easily now by people making accounts and being creative and coming up with ingenious ways to express themselves and really project their own inner fears sometimes onto others, or whoever's on the screen and listens to them, as long as they get to speak for and as long as they're being listened to for, and they will keep doing it, you know. And sometimes that's me included, because I can fall by the wayside and lose my way and just end up projecting as well without me even realising I'm projecting. And I look back on it and I think, oh, that's a bit cringe that was. But it's a good important note for me to realise, is that sometimes we need breathers to recalibrate, bring ourselves back to where we need to be, balance our own internal world out, our own nervous system regulation, whatever you want to call it. Basically your mind and your space, your mind, your body, and you and your roots, which is, in your roots is your core foundation, is like where you stay, where you're at, your job, your work or whatever, just away from the world itself. And you know, especially if you're a person who's caring and empathetic and you want to help others and you want to show up and you want to give advice and you want to do that way, it's important to know that sometimes in life you can show up for others, for multiple people at any one stage in life, and you can feel like you really give a lot to people. There might be moments in those moments in them that you're burning out a little and you could do with a little back, and you don't quite get as much as you'd like back despite the energy you give to someone else or others. And that can put you in a state and a frame of mind to feel a type of way when you was working through things to put you in a position to want to help others in the first place. So whatever roots and core foundations that you've had to work through, whatever challenges in life you've had, is normally the kind of way you wanna help others. And sometimes you can help multiple people with the way that social media works now, and you can pour into multiple people and not always get it back, despite it seeming it could be reciprocal at the times that you need when you have conversations and build relationships with people. and you can find yourself burning out. And I know that's the case for myself, and that's why I'm able to speak this way that I do. So taking a step back and taking a note for ourselves is really important, and grounding and bringing ourselves back to self, and back in alignment with what our body needs, because we can really turn the world off, the TVs, the world itself, especially if you live alone or if you're with your partner. I'm sure your partner would understand and would want to do the same too. Maybe do it together, you know, do it, make a little, make a note with your wife or your girlfriend, make it with your husband or partner, and just say, look, let's have a couple of days off everything, just me and you, and we just go back to find ourselves a little bit, you know, because it's important, whether you're spiritual or conscious or actively working on yourselves or growing or elevating in life. It's important that you recharge your own batteries at times, because yeah, it's important. And as I said, that it was 555 on my timer. If you're into the numbers, you know that's a number of big changes and really making major transitions in life. That number 555, so look it up. I've actually got it tattooed on my arm. Yeah, important, you know, these things, these signs, these synchronicities, they aren't coincidental, and some people call you crazy for saying these things, and I was one of them. I was sceptical about it myself, but then I kind of realised that there's a meaning behind all these things, and it can be the truth at times when it's being spoken, you know, especially by yourself. So it's important to take note for you, take a break when you need to, and take care of your health, man, take care of you.